Hello ladies and gentlemen, tubers and groovers, and welcome to this episode of Take the Fear Out of Gear with me, Jason Bangers.
And me, Mr. Chumley Warner.
Have you thought about reading books during this period of isolation?
And these are books that you probably may have not seen before. These are like an alternative look at all different things.
I've definitely not seen them before.
And let's start with this one then, because this is probably the most famous one. I reckon a lot of you might have heard of this one. This is George Orwell.
Well, I had heard of it, you see.
Yeah, 1984. Now this is his take. He's written years and years ago. And he's basically describing what is happening in the world now.
1943.
Exactly.
Good grief.
So George Orwell knew what was happening back then. This is another one about basically a blueprint of what could happen in the world. Aldous Huxley, Brave New World. You've probably heard of that one. This guy's called Graham Hancock, and this book is called Fingerprints of the Gods. And he looks at an alternative view of like the pyramids in Egypt, in Mexico. He looks at Atlantis. Is there a hidden city under the Antarctic?
We're just saying, open your mind during this time, because whoever would have believed would be in this situation now.
This one's called the Orion Mystery. And this one's all about unlocking the secrets of the pyramids.
Now that'd be very interesting, because I think there isn't a single person on this planet who isn't fascinated by those bloody buildings.
And I think the question is, well, we'll put it out there, because
yes.
Why not?
Why not? They were built by aliens, weren't they? Man, there's like granite type blocks here that look like kitchen sinks. They're bowls, and they've got holes. So there was pipe work joining one to the other as they slant down. These holes are so precise. They could only do them today with laser cutting tools. That's the day. They said we couldn't do that with boring equipment because it would leave a scar around the side. They have x-rayed these things, and the precision is mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. You would need a laser cutter to reproduce that same effect today.
Exactly.
Blows the mind, doesn't it?
And whilst we were at school, they were telling us that it's all been done with little hammers, chisels, moving like, I don't know, 200-ton rocks with bits of wood and sticks. It's worth looking into. What was that
quote you said the other day? A bloke said something. They reckon it took 40 years to build something. Don't know what it was, pyramid or something. Then he said just to pour the gravel alone, if you used today's lorries, would have took. Let's call it 40 years it was built.
Yeah, I think it's something
But he
like
said
that.
it would have took 20 years alone just to carry that amount of gravel with today's lorries. So in other words, he's saying there's no way it could have been built in that time period. Physically impossible.
This is the thing about a lot of things. People are saying, well, we haven't got the technology now to make these things, like the pyramids, that we had years ago.
A bit like going to the moon, isn't it, Si? We
Yeah,
haven't got the technology to go to the moon now, but we did have years ago.
Maybe in another episode we'll recommend the Moon book if you're interested. But there's the mystery of the pyramids, Atlantis. There's a couple of books there. They're really interesting. This is a really interesting one.
You think we're conspiracy theorists, don't you? We're not. We're just being open-minded, that's all.
Well, these are like a different look on history, really.
Yeah.
These ones.
Yeah.
This one is interesting. This is a book called Limitless Mind by Russell Targ. And this talks about something called remote viewing.
Oh, I get that.
And you think, well, what's remote viewing? Remote viewing was used a lot in the CIA, where you'd have someone who's tuned in a room in the CIA, and they'd be able to sort of close their eyes and see a picture, say, in a Russian lab somewhere, or somewhere where they've been asked to look, and they could describe stuff, and it's called remote viewing, and that's all about that. It's just really interesting.
You might say, come on, guys, but think about it. In this room right now are invisible RFs. That's radio frequencies. There's millions and millions of the people talking and videos. They're flying through us now, but we just can't see them. All you need is a decoder to tune into that, and then you'll get your Sky Television or your BBC Radio or BBC One, 2, and so on. Who's to say that the brain, which is an electrical capable device, it's got loads of voltage in it, who's to say that some people's brains can't tune into that and use that as a conduit to search other things? Another way to baffle through the bullshit is someone said to me one day, hypnotism, what a load of bollocks. I said, is it? He said, yeah, it's bollocks. No one could ever hypnotise me. I said, here, mate, when you go to bed at night, what do you do? I go to sleep. I said, how do you go to sleep? I just lay in bed. I said, you hypnotise yourself. We all do. We listen, we all hypnotise ourselves when we go to bed. We literally lay there and we have a way of sending ourselves off into a complete comatose state where, whilst unconscious, dream the most vivid dreams. Think about hypnotism now. What do you think about it?
This is called Herbal Secrets for Total Health.
Camera's over there, dude. Oh,
That one there. And I've got, I don't know if I say her name right. Her name is Letha Hadady.
Letha.
Letha Hadady. And that's a brilliant book. Loads of recipes and interesting stuff about what herbs
And spice and all things nice.
yeah, you can use to keep yourself healthy. But yeah, there's also recipes and talks about all different herbs about how to heal yourself. Really interesting.
I'm making a little note here because I like to draw, and there's a beautiful illustration of a flower there.
This guy is my favourite. He's called Dr. Stephen Gundry. This is called The Plant Paradox.
Ah, very, very good book. Cures cancer.
Yeah. Well, he's kind of cured me in a way. Not that I've had cancer, but I've lost 3.5 stone by following his ideas in this book. It's all about lectins, cutting out lectins. There's a list in here of what he suggests is good food, bad food. And
3.5 stone.
yeah, since we started. And
I'm just playing, sorry.
what would you think is better for you, Jay? Would you think white bread is better for you, or like wholemeal, grain, brown bread?
Oh, definitely wholemeal. Definitely. Yeah?
No.
It's a trick question.
Yeah, this is the paradox, or the plant paradox.
You've been coming out with me and saying buy the brown meal, wholemeal stuff. I normally buy white, and it's only because of you I've been buying brown bread. So how come? What are you trying to do? Kill me?
Well, I didn't like to say.
So what's that all about then?
Well, white bread is obviously if you eat no bread, that's the best for you. But white bread is better for you than wholemeal or grain bread because it's got no grains in it. Grains are actually not good for you.
For the digestive system, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've kind of gone backwards in a way, and that's why people suffer from a lot of things. This can cure you of virtually everything if you change your diet. But have a look at the book, see what you think. It's your own decision. You can have a look.
I'm just feeling the vibes, dude.
Can you feel the aura from that one?
Well, moving on to my main man, our main man.
Yeah.
Is he next?
He is next.
Can I just say something? It even says on the back here, the madman who has been proved right again and again and again and again. You probably won't be able to see that. Now, where David Icke went wrong, in my opinion, is by claiming he was the son of God on the Terry Wogan show. I think he took it a little bit too far because we are all the son of God. If you believe in God, if you don't, you don't. I'm not a believer personally, but if you do believe in God, then we are all the children of God, aren't we?
Yeah.
And I think that was what he was trying to say. He wasn't trying to say he was the Messiah. But he went on Terry Wogan show, and then Terry said to him, but don't you believe you're the son of God? And he went, well, yeah. But that's what he meant, but he got mocked.
And this was 30 years ago, we've got to remember. It's not yesterday, It was 30 years ago.
And then Terry had him back on the show.
Yeah, that was Terry's mistake because he got mullered himself.
Yeah, the clocks they turned on Terry Wogan that day, unfortunately for him. But, right, this man's mad, okay? Everything he says is a load of rubbish and bullshit. How many followers has he got? If he was to make a video today, let's say, for example, on the current conversation, which is the COVID-19 situation and 5G, if he was to make a video like that, surely because he's mad, they'd let it air, wouldn't they, Si?
Should I give you the stats on?
How many people tuned in?
Yeah.
Yes, please do.
Right, David Icke was on London Real, which is a great YouTube channel.
Freedom of speech.
Yeah, this was live yesterday. They had the biggest YouTube stream ever. Over 64,000 people.
That might not sound
it.
a lot, but that's a live stream. Don't forget, after that, millions of people get to see it. And what happened to that stream, Simon? After it went out live, they can't do anything about it once it's live. But then you share it like you do on Facebook. You share it, you put it on YouTube. What happened to that video?
That video's been banned.
It's been taken down.
Yeah.
So if it's no threat, if what he's saying isn't true, why take it down? However, you can find it if you look on the real.
Look on the London Real website. That's on there, and I'm sure Brian Rose, who runs it, will post. What he normally does is cut it up, and it's like a 2-hour thing.
Yeah.
He'll cut it up and put various chunks on there of interest.
We found it on there last night, so there's a chance it'll still be there now. But that will be the next place it'll get taken down from.
But this is his book. It's called, which is perfectly true. It's called Everything You Need to Know, but Have Never Been Told. And you can see it's a big book. But it covers everything.
David, we love you, mate. We really do. We think you're a pucker. But you do, where you go off a little bit and make people think that you're a bit mad. And I know you don't give a shit about that, and we don't either, because we like everything you say, but you lose a lot of followers. And I know you're going to say, I don't care, and I agree with you. But you just go a little bit too far. Everything you say is bang on. Right? He will tell you that to get control, you've got to cause chaos. Then you grab control of that chaos and you cause fear. And once you grab it and control it, you then got total control. And he's right. But then he might go on about like the Queen being a shapeshifter and stuff like that. And for me, that's just like, okay, it might be true, but come on, man. Shapeshifting Queen, I think you should leave that shit. If you truly believe it, leave that stuff in the closet. Maybe put it in a vault or something for when you die. But you go on telly talking about that stuff, people are going to start switching off. I'm sorry, but they will.
30 years later, he's predicted in his books, and you watch his YouTube, exactly what's happening now. And on the latest interview he's given, which has got banned, he explains everything. You want to know about the coronavirus and all the background and all the big plan, that's where it is. Basically giving you an alternative to all the mainstream media, so at least you've got something to think about.
Well, he's predicted stuff, as Simon said, and it's in this book, and other stuff he's predicted in other books, and it has come to fruition, absolutely just as he said so.
Any of these books, it just opens your mind a bit, it gives you a whole new thing to think about. You can find a lot of this on YouTube, all these various people, and it's just very interesting to expand your mind.
We're not telling you something you don't already know, but if we are, have a little go. Just open your mind a little bit. Well, that's very useful information, so I tell you what, I'm going to look forward to reading this.
That's a good book, that one. It's just very, very interesting.
Cheers, bud.
So from this book edition of Take the Fear Out of the Gear, it's goodbye from me, Mr. Chumley Warner.
That's goodbye from me, Jason Bangers. So we'll see you on the other side very soon, Tubes. All the best.
Keep reading.